Okay, right. Group post-mortem questions.
All right. First question. Overall, in your experience, how did it go?
Yeah, well and bad.
Yeah.
A lot went well. Quite a lot went bad.
Yeah, but at least we fixed it. It's not
Yeah. Like we got like a game made, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like it's decent for how much time we've been given and stuff.
Yeah. I think
Had a real
it feels like we've had to scrap so much, but I think it's because we just had so much. We had too much of a big idea.
We had an idea. We kind of went really far in the planning phase.
Yeah.
We kind of like
And-
overstepped. Like we were like we thought we had loads of time, so we'd like planned too much. But then we
Yeah.
realised we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
Either way,
Kind
we
of-
still made more than we should have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've completely overstepped our goal.
I mean, from what I've heard, yeah, it seems we got a lot more than was really expected.
Yeah.
And considering how much more we'd planned, it's a bit,
Better than too little, I guess.
yeah.
What's next
Better.
question?
What parts did you like / dislike?
I mean, I like coding. I had fun doing that. I didn't like when it didn't work, and I had to figure out which ticky box I missed.
I mean, I didn't like the beginning because like we weren't very we didn't agree on things at first.
Yeah, pre-production I didn't really enjoy that much.
Yeah,
It was
but
very
because
boring.
when we got into it,
Yeah.
it got a lot better.
Because I think I had like we had like the GDD and it was so boring.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm kind of different because I think the pre-production was my favourite part.
Mm.
But I think that's mostly because that phase was a lot of me kind of just getting all the ideas, so many ideas, and just putting them on paper.
Yeah, see, complete opposite. I like the actual doing something and the modelling.
Yeah.
Did not like the unwrapping. That was terrible.
Which, like, it makes sense. I think the role I had was a lot more of like a planning, like theory one
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for most of it, while you guys all had more like practical roles.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed like alpha and beta and stuff doing like the models because
Yeah.
I want to get better at it and stuff like that.
Mm.
What parts would you love to improve on with more time? Modelling and texturing.
Well, it's everything really.
Yeah.
I know. I just know there's a bunch of stuff I don't really know about. There's.
I mean, you still have the enemies bug, don't you?
Enemies are bug. Everything has some kind of bug. I kind of wish I just knew like better ways of just doing stuff. I don't
Yeah.
really know how to do.
I mean, like at least you've learned like
yeah, I've learned quite a
more
lot.
stuff.
so.
I mean, like I can't do texturing like I have to do it automatically. So I'd like if I had more time, I would have learned to do it myself because then
Yeah.
like so the textures aren't all messed up.
Same for me, that one.
Yeah,
Bloody
and like
awful.
learn like new textures and things because I can't make them look as I want them to look sometimes.
Yeah, I think for me it was definitely just wanting to get better at putting the levels together. It took
Yeah.
way longer than it really should have, to be honest.
Mm.
Just inefficient stuff, or not really, or just things not working the way intended.
They only made like 5 levels in the beginning, didn't they?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
so,
We
and
were
like a
gonna
boss
make,
level as well.
Oh no, it was 4 and a boss level.
Oh, I thought it was
okay,
5,
stop.
but never mind.
Yeah.
Still way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, way too much.
More than
if
we
we'd cut back, I probably could have put a bit more work.
I think
into
everyone had
Yeah.
like one
into
level.
detailing
Yeah.
the 3 levels we did end up doing. But,
Yeah.
You know.
I think if we had like 3 levels to get with, then we could have just like focused on those 3 and
Yeah.
yeah, because they are a bit short each level, so I think making them a bit longer
Yeah.
would be nice.
Obviously,
But
part
we
of
didn't know.
You know, it was intended to have a lot more levels.
Yeah.
At that point, the length made sense, but
Yeah, no,
by
I
the
know.
time we shortened the amount we did, it was
We-
like, oh, okay, well, it's a bit too late to make these levels longer now, isn't it?
No.
I still think it's like we've done really well though
Yeah. Oh yeah.
overall.
I think so, yeah.
I think we got a pretty good game.
Mhm.
Everyone didn't break it immediately.
Took them 5 minutes first.
Yeah.
I'd actually play more than 2 minutes.
Did you pick the right role? Why
Yeah.
/ why not? Yeah.
I think we all had
Yeah.
perfect roles, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think we all sort of knew what we were good at or what we wanted to do.
Yeah. I enjoyed coding. I enjoyed
Yeah.
trying to. I didn't. Well, I kind of enjoyed fixing it in a very masochistic way of just hating it and then getting it to work at the very end. So apparently I have the patience for that.
I
So.
think our side of art was good because obviously I can model, and it was good that you could draw everything that I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good excuse for me to draw making the special weapons and stuff like that because it's like coming up with like my own designs which I like to do.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse to do it.
Yeah. And for me, obviously, the developing ideas, the theoretical stuff, that's kind of what I love. So getting that role was great because I could do exactly what I felt like I was good at.
Yeah. I kind of do wish I took actually did apply for like the leadership role, because I think I would have done pretty well at that.
I
But
think you would have.
because I did it for one of the previous projects we've done, and I enjoyed that a bit, but I just couldn't be bothered. In all fairness.
That's
I was
fair.
like, I'm already learning how to do code for this. I'm not also wanting to organise a whole team. So, yeah,
How did you find the software?
it was fine. Yeah.
Like, I don't know Substance as well, so it wasn't amazing, but I know it better than I did when I started.
For me, there would be times where it would be awkward because like you can like cast to the player in the level, but sometimes you just can't cast to other objects, and it's really awkward the way you have to do it, and I still don't fully know how to do it. So there's the odd like quirk of it.
I think there's better options than 3ds Max for modelling, but it's fine, and it's not hard to use, so
Yeah,
that was fine for me.
I mean,
Works
like,
well,
I
actually.
would want to learn other software, but with the project, I didn't want to like risk it
Yeah.
because I already know like a decent bit about 3ds Max. I wasn't like prepared to learn something brand new at a beginning of a project.
Like if you got stuck and no one could help, then,
Yeah.
like,
I think I didn't spend that much time in the software, but Unreal, it's intuitive, it works well. It has a lot of little kinks, but generally you can make it work.
Don't
Yeah.
use box brushes.
yeah.
How did you find the teamwork / communication?
I think it was okay.
I think we did more verbal communication than like other teams.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we could have.
I don't think we used like text communication at all.
No,
Oh
like-
no, 'cause we just said we did.
There was very like few times where we did probably, but like that's probably because we weren't in.
Yeah.
It
I
was
think
always
we
just
could-
face-to-face communication, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
I think documenting it could have probably been done a lot better because
Yeah.
we were kind of awful
We
at that one.
were a bit iffy with documentation, but the actual like face-to-face communication I think was pretty good.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of back and forth
Yeah.
going on.
Making sure that everything was alright and stuff.
Hmm.
We actually were able to help each other as well.
Yeah.
Generally, we helped each other. I think overall we were mostly aware of what was going on with the project, what was going on with the other members.
Ways to improve upon the vertical slice. It's not really a question, but what would you improve? Like, how would you improve it?
I'd put like either a boss in it or like I think if we don't get time for animations, then obviously put animations in because that might be a very last minute addition if we do that. So animations, definitely adding that earlier, and then just a boss or some kind of like proper ending because right now the game just kind of like ends abruptly, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, but a boss would be nice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think-
that's a good
Yeah.
So even if we just did like a big enemy that had which is very tanky, I think it would have
Yeah.
been better than nothing.
Mm.
But no.
Can't think of anything. Thoughts on the portfolio as a whole? Did you find it boring?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, portfolio.
I don't know that you can make writing paragraphs upon paragraphs interesting.
Yeah.
I-
Like it does show the progress, but
Yeah.
like
It does.
Especially
if
when you
it's-
get carried away and just make so much that you have to write about it afterwards.
yeah, you don't realise you're like obviously
Yeah.
you like make so much and you're like, oh, I actually have to talk about it.
Yeah.
even when I make like a small little thing, I'm like, I have to still talk about this and explain how
Yeah.
it works. When it's like, to me, it's the most like obvious thing ever because like I just like recycled the code for something. It was like a
Yeah.
coin or something, but I still have to explain it every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's the
It's-
thing with modelling. It's like, how do you explain it without going into too much or too
Yeah.
little detail?
Yeah.
Like
And
I've
sorry.
sorry.
With me, it was like a lot of the time with trying to talk about it in portfolio, the issue was it would very much like break flow. Like it would take ages because if I'm focused on level design, but then like, oh, I need to like stop and do this now.
Yeah.
And then eventually it became too much of an issue that I just kind of stopped doing that. It was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this and do it after.
Oh yeah, I think for the portfolio for me, it's just like I do code, only ever do code. I do some at home, and then it was like at the last minute, I was like, okay, I'll do all of it in a week.
Yeah.
It works
The
for me, but it shouldn't.
The issue with modelling as well is because that's all I've done. It looks like I've done nothing because it's
Yeah.
all just that one little segment.
Because on the tracker, because I think I have 3 sections, but because there's one thing on both of them, and then everything's on the coding thing. I'll just focus on the coding thing first because that's the most on it. Then it's like, well, now I've just got all reds on the tracker. So
It just tanks morale when you either have nothing or everything on your
Yeah.
portfolio.
Like you'll have you could have one little thing, but because it's on the tracker, it looks like you've done loads, but you actually
Yeah.
haven't done that much.
I get why it's like that because I don't really know how
Yeah.
you'd put it all
No
on the
real
tracker.
way to
Yeah,
do
but
it any other way.
But
still.
I'm not a fan of the portfolio because a lot of my things are repetitive, but that's the way I've done it, so I can't talk about it any other way. So it's like when I do the texturing, I unwrapped it, it's the same thing because I use the same process.
Yeah.
So it's hard to talk about in a different way.
Maybe you could have done it in a section on unwrapping and say, here's how I unwrapped literally everything.
Yeah.
And just say that, and then you don't have to explain it for the rest maybe.
Yeah, true. But
That was
I've done it now.
That's
Yeah.
kind of how it went for me as well. Of like, you know, if you look on the tracker, it really looks like I've only done one thing, but that's because the level design was like massive.
Yeah.
That took forever because it was such a big thing.
It's everything.
And
I think all our jobs are like half of it goes into one thing.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, it's like not really that much to talk about at each step.
Yeah.
And especially once I stopped doing the like stopping and starting, it becomes very hard to sort of go back and try and talk about every individual little step. It's a lot easier to try and talk about everything as a whole.
Yeah.
But obviously that means you may miss a couple of the smaller details.
I think that's this one.
Is there any mechanics or environments you wish you had added?
Oh, shop.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that
because
was
we did want
unusual
that, didn't we?
fun.
The
Yeah.
shop, just some kind of randomness.
Yeah.
We could have.
I think I could have gotten a shop done. I think like feasibly, but I don't know about time wise because I think there was.
I think ideally we'd needed like an extra week or two to get that
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I knew we had the time extension, I probably would have gotten to work on that as soon as. But I think there's been like 3 times where I thought that the deadline was like a
Yeah.
week away. So
I know, like, you can't really change hours because there's not much environments you can add to it.
yeah.
So it's just because it's in a pyramid, so, like, there's not much you can change.
Yeah.
Yeah, because adding more stuff would have meant needing to pretty much go back and redo the levels again.
Actually, one mechanic I wish I added was like a difficulty slider.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to make the game too easy because of like cause when I was letting people play, there'd be people who'd be able to blast through it, people who got really stuck on it. And I was like, well, I can't make the game too easy because it'll make it too easy, and I can't make it too hard because then everyone will get stuck on it. So I was thinking, like, I wish I just had like an easy, medium, difficult, and just had it be like, it just changes the spawn rates and the amount, like just the spawn and like damage and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it would have been super easy to do, but it's just obviously we just didn't think we had time, but I think we probably did in the end.
Yeah, it was kind of, because of how these deadlines have been, it's kind of been, we've sort of been on crunch for the
Yeah.
past few weeks.
Yeah, I think for a while we thought we'd had less time than we do have. But then
Yeah.
We went from thinking we have loads of time to, oh, we have no time.
it went from like loads of time to no time to, oh, we have a week left. Oh, we have a week left. But then now
Yeah.
we're here, so
So it's constantly like, oh, we're going to do this one last thing. And it's like, oh, you have more time. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do this one last thing.
yeah, been a lot of one last things.
Yeah.
How would you start the project again with your newfound knowledge? I would say just,
Scale down.
yeah, make like
Yeah.
our idea a lot
Scale
smaller.
down. a
Do
lot.
less but better.
I think I would have done the same thing. Like if I could start from like now, I would have done the same thing because I would have just been able to do everything a lot quicker. Because obviously when I started, I didn't know anything, so it took me ages to do like basic stuff.
Yeah.
But now I can do it rather easily.
I mean, if I did it again, I'd probably like try to help more because I didn't do as many models, and it would have made your life easier if I did do some more.
I mean, it worked out.
Because a lot of the like, it's mainly because like more the ones that you did were more environmental, so it's easier for you to do anyway.
Yeah.
So it would have made sense for all them, like mainly the models to look the same. What were your thoughts on the alpha/beta/final stages of the production?
Apart from being late in the releasing of the videos, it was all really good.
I think that like every single time I've seen them, I've been a small bit disappointed in myself because like obviously we had like such a big idea at the beginning.
Yeah.
So when I see them now, I'm like, oh, this is so rubbish.
You get your expectations up so high.
Yeah.
And then it's like it doesn't feel good, even though objectively it is.
Oh yeah, because I mean, like tons of people we've seen it. Like, tons of people have seen it, be like, oh, this is great, and we're like, oh, we wanted so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because our expectations, like everyone's like, this is really good, and you're like, is it?
But we wanted like 5 levels of boss or shot.
Yeah, we wanted so much more.
If it was like a personal project with no time limit,
Oh yeah.
it would have been like, oh, I'm nowhere near done. There's so much more I want to do.
Yeah.
Like this is, nah.
I think this would be like a good like starting point to show people off like the work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for the alpha and beta, it was very much like we had like 1 or 2 levels done.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the alpha because when I was making like blockouts, I was just like, these are really bad. So I wanted to get into beta to show like improvement because just they all looked horrid in alpha. Like some of them were okay, but some of them were just like they need redoing.
You
now.
just got better like very quickly.
Yeah.
And also, I think alpha kind of sucked for me. I think I wouldn't be surprised if you noticed a bit that I was kind of at a point where I was very burnt.
Yeah.
Like I think I did loads and like loads in pre-production, but then sort of just burnt out in alpha.
Yeah. So I think in alpha, I remember you had to like rescale every level down as well.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
So, yeah.
Like I got so burnt out. Everything was like took quite a bit longer than it really should have because of that. Because it just felt hard to do any work after that. And I think beta really sort of got back into it, picked up the pace.
We have to hurry up.
Where were there any obvious struggles? Yeah,
Obviously,
obvious
sometimes-
areas where we struggled. I struggled in texturing, obviously. But I've got over it.
Early coding, and then just the odd time where like thing would break and I wouldn't know why.
It's like unwrapping as well. I struggled with that, but I've gotten better.
I think we kind
at
of talked about where we struggled. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was also just like a general, sometimes a bit of a lapse in communication led to some pretty big issues.
Yeah.
Did you receive enough guidance and support?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Got tons.
Was the feedback helpful?
Yeah, quite a bit because I mean
we had loads.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we did quite a few.
Stuff.
We did quite a lot of beta testing throughout the game and showing our friends it. And we were like, "Hey, what do you think of this and this and this?" And they'd be like, "Oh, you should do it this way because this would be funner." And then we did that, and we think it improved our game. I think.
Would you make any changes to the proposed idea if given the opportunity?
Scale it down again. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did any team members shine above the rest? I feel like you did a lot.
You did do a lot.
You did a lot.
I can't say myself though, so Sonny, because he did a lot. He did a lot of models.
I think both of you did way more than I really expected.
Yeah.
I think we did a lot more than we should have.
Yeah.
We all did a lot more than we probably should have, but I think you two especially pulled through a lot.
I think in pre-production I didn't do much, but then in court, like in the alpha and the rest, I did a lot.
It's kind of like mine as well. Like I did loads in the beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you used to did tons in pre-production though. That was.
We did a good decent amount.
Yeah.
I feel
You
like
basically did the entire GDD.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think a solid 90% of it.
I think the GDD I was like, "Hey Jack, what do I do with it?" And then I would barely do it.
Lily did most
you
of the
took a bit
archival
more
as well.
control when we were probably in.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of the progress was kind of.
A lot of the hindrances were in Unreal, which I kind of know as well.
A lot of the progress was sort of hinged on where you were at.
Yeah, because if something wasn't in code, then there's no point really focusing on it.
Was the project managed well? I'd say so. Decently.
It had ups and downs.
Yeah.
Like there was some issues, but I think overall, with the amount we were able to get done.
Yeah.
I think we all knew what we were meant to be doing when, so it worked out.
What have you learned as a result of the project?
Tons about code.
Everything to do with models.
More of just how to manage expectations and planning, I guess.
Yeah,
Also just reinforced the basics and taught us how to do the more important stuff.
I feel like if I wanted to, I could start without any help to make something.
Well, I mean, at this point now, you don't even use YouTube videos to do coding.
No. 'Cause I think at the beginning I'd use tutorials to guide me, and then use that tutorial to make what I actually wanted to make. But now I just kind of have a feel for what I need. So also the odd time where I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But
I know
still, a lot better than when I started.
I don't know most tools in 3S Max, so I'd ask a lot. But now I know. Yeah, sometimes I'll ask because I might forget, but I know roughly how to do it, things on that.
Well, at the start you used to ask me all the time, but now you don't.
No, I've gotten better.
Who would have guessed after how many months now?
Yeah.
It's at the point you can sort of be left to handle it.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Have you walked away pleased or disappointed? I'd say pleased.
I'm quite
I'd
pleased.
say pleased more than disappointed.
We made a game, it functions, people really liked it, so
Yeah,
there's
I
nothing
feel
to be disappointed by, really.
we did
There's the
decent.
disappointment of what we planned,
Yeah.
but it's kind of
That was unreasonable anyway.
It's undeserved disappointment.
When I feel at first I was kind of we haven't really done much, but when people played the game and said how good it was, I'm okay, so we're actually better than we thought we were.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Actual confirmation from people being this isn't terrible.
Because
don't worry.
because the teachers would say oh, it's your baby, there's nothing issues with it, but it's I feel to us it's
there was nothing but issues.
there was nothing but issues, and
we only saw the issues,
and we weren't happy with it, but the people were oh, this is really good, so we were okay, maybe it's better than we thought it was.
Yeah.
There's no more questions.
All right.
I think that's it.
Good.